Okay, folks, this is actually the key moment of the evening, and it's a pleasure to bring to the stage someone whose testimony about everything we're doing tonight is as real as it can get. Please welcome Dana Manciagli.
Virginia Mason saved my life and is keeping me alive today. Too many of us have heard the words, "You've got cancer." Now, I heard them 16 years ago on my first day of my new job at Microsoft. That night, I went to my neighbor's house and got famously drunk. I had to be carried home next door. Now, I don't recommend this remedy for anybody because I woke up the next morning hungover and I still had breast cancer. But I was so shocked and scared. Will I see my children grow up? I was only 41 and I thought, this is it? And I couldn't stop crying, especially at night while my children were asleep. But the good news is, when cancer came knocking, Virginia Mason didn't just answer the door. Virginia Mason kicked that door down. Yeah. So here's what I mean by that. Dr. Vera, my Virginia Mason internist, shared the scary news. And then, before I knew it, my team grew, seemingly overnight. My compassionate oncologists, Dr. Jacobs and Dr. Robinson, my funny and brilliant breast surgeon, Deborah Wechter, a gynecological oncologist, a radiologist, and so many more. I had surgery and then radiation for months, and I celebrated that I was done with stupid cancer. And I went out and got stupidly drunk again. Yeah. Fast forward 3 years. My identical twin sister, 50 seconds older than I, identical. She got diagnosed with breast cancer. It freaked me out, of course, and everybody else. She had a double mastectomy with chemo. It turns out we both have the BRCA gene with a higher propensity for cancer. Thank God my Virginia Mason oncologist, Dr. Jacobs, got a copy of her pathology from Los Angeles and encouraged me to have a prophylactic double mastectomy. Thank God I did, because breast cancer was back again. So I immediately had the double and treatment again. When cancer came knocking, Virginia Mason didn't just answer the door. Virginia Mason kicked the door down again. So I had more treatments. 7 years later, Tracy's cancer returned with a vengeance, my twin. It was her second round of heavy-duty treatment, and it was brutal on her body and her psyche. She rallied, though, and she was on the mend. Unfortunately, the treatment did not wipe out her cancer, and she passed 4 years ago today. What a blessing that I'm here tonight, talking to you tonight on this day. And she's hanging out right here. Her little legs are dangling, and she's enjoying the evening along with all of you. Six months later, we're still reeling and healing from Tracy's passing. I found a little bump on my non-existent right breast, and I bounced into Dr. Wechter at Virginia Mason just to check it out, and she removed it. I went home, and what was it? Stage 4, metastatic breast cancer. This time, my third time, I was more than just scared. I thought I was going to follow Tracy. The first thing I thought of was, oh, my poor mom. She can't bury another child. I marched into immediate treatment, thinking, no, actually knowing that the treatments wouldn't work. since they didn't work for my twin sister Tracy. I began getting my affairs in order since I just helped Tracy do that. And once again, when cancer came knocking, Virginia Mason didn't just answer the door. Virginia Mason kicked an even bigger door down. Let me share what VM did. First, my Virginia Mason team grew even larger overnight. By now, I know Johnny and Vidya at the check-in desk, and Michael, Big Michael, at the radiology check-in desk. And the new heavyweights on my team were Dr. Schlenker, a plastic surgeon, and Dr. Yao, my radiation oncologist. And, oh, I know there's one more. Oh, I know, Dr. Hubba Hubba. Dr. Hubka. Dr. Hubka, if I wasn't married, okay, and if you weren't married, sorry, Katerina, but if you're ever single, call me. My husband, Mathis, at table 18, I'm sorry, but come on, Dr. Hubka, you couldn't take your hands off of me. He made 3 incisions on my left side, collapsed my lung, went around my heart just to get some cancer that spread. He touched my heart in more ways than one. Then my Virginia Mason team huddled, collaborated, and developed a team plan just for me. They have long meetings on each patient. They arrived at the plan, they defined the order of treatments. First, another mastectomy on the right side. Very rare. 3 mastectomies, do the math. Then I had a full battery of chemo for a long time, months and months. And finally, I had a second pass of radiation on the same side. Also very rare, but definitely life-saving. It was a full year of hell for me, my family, and my friends. But it was a good year too. My husband, Mathis, proposed to me when I was finished with chemo. Yes. We ran to the courthouse. Well, I kind of shuffled. And we waited until my hair grew back to throw a big party 6 months later. And, oh, thank you. And on the invitation, in big letters, Mathis and I wrote, "No gifts allowed, only donations to the Virginia Mason Cancer Institute." And we raised $17,000 in one night. Yep. By this time, I've spent 13 years at Virginia Mason. Virginia Mason has been my home away from home. I've gotten to know the people and the hallways of Virginia Mason very well. And hey, since this is my home away from home at Virginia Mason, Dr. Kaplan, I want to do a fashion upgrade. Why are the gowns that we change into that pukey green color? We feel pukey inside, and my olive tone doesn't go along with that color. Who likes that color? Who picked that color? I know Dr. Hubka didn't. He'd pick a hot color. Dr. Kaplan, does this count as my suggestion box submittal? Okay, just checking. So here's where I am today. I'm feeling great. Yes. And even with my battered body, Mathis still thinks I'm hot. We're traveling, we're spending time with my grown sons, Shane and Chad, and Tracy's son, Milo. And I own my own business to help veterans get jobs. And I'm crushing it in the gym and playing golf with Mathis. I even think these multiple mastectomies help my golf swing. I do. But you know what? I'm still battling this because this isn't gone. Stage 4 is the last stage. So I'm living with cancer, and I'm choosing to live, big live, with cancer. And did you know you're all part of my team, Virginia Mason? Yes. This is why each of you being here is so important. I'm counting on you tonight. Thank you for being part of my team and on the team of over 250,000 other patients at Virginia Mason every year. Virginia Mason's team medicine is keeping me alive and has saved my life 3 times. But the Virginia Mason team can't do it without you. Your financial support tonight makes all of this possible. Because team medicine isn't just about the doctors and the staff, it's about you. From my heart to yours, thank you.